Welcome back to the Flip Talk podcast. This is your boy KUDOS. We have our co-host Christina Rose, and we have our guest today. So this is a special guest. We have DUBZ, which is the guy is always behind the camera. The guy is always making sure the camera's right, the audio's right. And I just want to share your story, man. I feel like you got so much going on, and people need to know who you are, man. You play a big role in Flip Talk podcast, and it's time to hear your story. So how you doing, bro?
I'm doing great. That's much appreciated, bro. To say that I'm a big part of your show, that means a lot. That does mean a lot, dude. Yeah, I'm doing amazing. And I'm not even underselling, man. I'm so filled with abundance these days. That was something I was lacking last year around August, and I had to find a way to get it back. And I actually got it back through somebody that does a podcast here from another show, Mosaic Minds. Yeah, he put me on the right path and realized I was giving way too much away. And he didn't realize the advice that he was giving me. And I told him, one time I pulled him to the side and I told him, yo, you don't understand what you said to me put me on a better path. And now I gained all this abundance and I'm ready to just keep giving it back. So the more that I've been giving, the more that I've been getting. It's been utterly amazing, especially these past 2 weeks, bro. And this place has given me so much more. It's not even about the money. I've been on several podcasts all the time. I always tell people it's not about the money. Mm-hmm. It's about creation and innovation and also about being a service to people. Because at the end of the day, that's what you want to be. That's all that matters. You can't take nothing with you. You know what I'm saying? I just want to know that I gave as much as I got or more.
For sure.
That's true.
For sure. And it's one of those things where sometimes it takes just that one person to tell you what they got going on or that one advice that gets you to go, you know? And just to clear things up, I want people to understand the things you do. So just kind of like bullet point everything you're dabbling in, because I do feel like you're constantly working, and that's something I can relate with you with, that you're always willing to work in new fields, but you also have things you have set up in your path, right?
Yo, yeah, absolutely. I created this place to be a one-stop spot. I've always believed in the one-stop spot. Like, even if it came to it, like opening up a gym, you would be able to get your dry cleaning there, your vitamins, your haircut, your tan, your nails, everything you get done in one spot. So when I started this place, I was in a storage room. You pass by it all the time. It was a little room that I was in, and that was everything. That was We Brands. That was Cinematic. That was the podcast. That was MB Ranch. That was everything in one little room. I was doing T-shirts, doing interviews, recording music, all that stuff. And then I graduated to the room next door, and that was the merch company. Then I acquired these next two rooms next to me that became the podcast room and then the recording studio. So basically, every time somebody checks this place out, they can't believe it because they've never seen a setup like this. And they leave inspired. Like, I want to come back and just create something, because you make your song, you get your interview, you make your shirt, you go be a star. Now it's on you. You know what I mean? I gave you the ingredients. Go put it together. Go cook something. You know, that's really what it is. And this is about building prototypes. Like, understand there's levels to everything. So when it comes to We Brands, we make your prototype. We get your vision out of your head and into your hands, and then you might go bring it to China. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have the capabilities like they do, or the low overhead of materials. And I'm totally realistic about that, but I love the fact that you got your start here. I love, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love to say that, I helped him get to that point. And I don't need for him to say it to somebody. I already know it. And that's enough for me right there. Same thing with these shows. Like, everybody's building right here, but once you start getting, like, bigger sponsors, bigger budgets, you're going to want to expand to a bigger studio probably. And I'm like, that's all right, because when somebody sees that, they'll be like, that can happen for me too here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Inspiration.
Exactly.
For sure. And like, just give everybody a little bit of the background of how we ended up here. Christina does her music here. Christina is somebody I wanted to bring on as a co-host, right? And it was one of those things where I didn't even know she was associated with this place, you know? So it's just nice how everything's able to come together, how she brought all three of us together, you know what I'm saying? And
Absolutely.
And I just feel like ever since we've been here, it's just been magic, man. I feel like in every category you could look at it, the podcast has been progressing. I feel like our individual careers are progressing as well. There's a lot of opportunities that are going to come up for myself, for you.
For us together.
And I just feel like I just feel like when you work in numbers, you can't lose, man.
Right.
This place, I gotta say, I don't want to see as corny as it sounds. It happened through magic. It happened through, and like people believe, I believe in manifestation,
Right.
big time. And the way I came to be here was manifested. Right place, right time. It was for me not chasing anything. I allowed it to come to me. I had an album that I needed to get done. 10 years in the making of making this album, crafting it. My best friend Egon, rest in peace, and my producer Ed, he's still around. Banger. So I had this album. I was always like, I got to get to a real studio. I can't mix this the way that I want. I have a vision because I created my own genre of music called cinematic music.
So you were the one that recorded it?
Yeah, I recorded it. I was the artist on it. But it was crafted between all of us, like with me getting their opinions, they're adding this and that. But it was the bulk of my ingenuity. But they had just as much to do with it as I did. Then, so one day, I used to work at Don Coquille as a bartender.
Really?
So yeah, and I worked with this chick, and she was telling me, "Oh, I know this dude. He owns this studio. I used to be his secretary. His name's Guap. I'll introduce you to him. He's actually around the corner from over here." I was like, "Oh man, that would be awesome." Then one day I go into Iron Tomato, right down the block, and I'm ordering a sandwich, and I hear this guy. This Dominican dude, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I got the studio around here, this and that." He got the big ice and everything, big personality guy, right? Big like Goomba type dude, you know what I'm saying? Because he's half Italian too. So he's on it, and I'm listening to him. I'm like, I think this is that guy. So I'm like, "Yo, bro," I was like, what's the name of your studio? Oh, it's Union Music Studio. I was like, "Do you know this girl?" Like, I don't want to plug her, otherwise I say her name. So. He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yo, I was supposed to meet you." I was like, "I was gonna come to your studio." Yo, you come by whenever, man. I got you. And that's what got me here.
That's fire.
Just me going to get a sandwich, but her already telling me about it. And little did I know, I was already following him on Instagram.
Wow, that's crazy.
Wow.
I was already following him,
Small
and I
world.
kept telling myself I'm gonna go to that studio one day. And it turns out that guy owned that studio, the same guy she was gonna introduce me to.
That's crazy.
Manifestation got me here already, and we were before I even was on manifestation tip, before I ever started learning what that is and how to achieve it and how to get it, and I didn't know that I already kind of possessed that power, because once you start following the path, things feel like they're coincidental, but they're not. Right. You're where you're supposed to be. You're taking the right rights and the right lefts and this and that. And you're getting the division in your head is coming to fruition. You know what I'm saying? There's like no way to doubt it and act like it's by accident. It's not. It's by design. Now, you can create a new path, and then you can start following that. And it could be bad or it could be good. But if you're following the one that you truly, truly want, it's going to happen for you. Just can't chase it. It has to be like a magnet. It will come to you. You just got to be patient, and it'll happen when it happens. Like, I always wanted to be a young child star or a young rapper, this and that. And obviously, that's not the way it was supposed to happen. I wouldn't have been happy doing that, because I'm about creating my own stuff. Imagine being told, you got to make this song, you got to read this script, you got to work with this person. That'd be whack. Be awful. I'm so fortunate these days, and I don't believe in luck either. I believe in good fortune, and I am fortunate. Big time. Big time fortunate. For sure.
So you mentioned manifesting. So what... For the viewers, right? A lot of people may not necessarily be aware with the process of manifesting, right? So how would you describe manifesting in your words?
It's not about I feel like it's a power that I have at the moment, only because my frequency is tuned in. My vibration is right where it's supposed to be. There's no malintent in any move that I'm trying to make. Like, everything that I'm doing is to be a service to people, and that's the main thing. And gratitude is the giving back, and is being the service for people, giving people the platform. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, tonight, you called me last minute. You probably didn't think I'd be available. I was like, no, bro, I had somewhere to go. Yeah. I was going to this cannabis event, and I had to go network. But luckily, I have a partner. Shout out to Arafat Lincoln. I was like, yo, you go handle that, and I'm gonna go do this. You know what I mean? Like, for me, I love doing this, even though the other thing is glitz and glamoury or whatever in a sense. But I'm like, nah, man, I want to be here for you guys. I want him to get his show on, because there was a show before this today, and I'm like, that's the dream. Back-to-back shows. I'm like, I couldn't ask for more than that. You know what I mean? Like, that's amazing to me, bro. So the manifestation, it's like you have to have acceptance of where you are and how things are progressing. You have to have gratitude because that will gain you abundance. And with your abundance, you're able to give that back. And that's how the manifestation happens, because your frequency is there. Your vibration is up. You're tuned in. You're taking the right steps. Now things will, doors will start opening. People will appear. And money will come. It's not about the money, because this is not about money. This is about creating.
Absolutely.
You know, spreading our voices and our ideas, getting this, what's in here, out in front of you so you can really touch it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it's about.
Loving what you do.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like living every day to love what you do. That's what it really is about. And I've noticed my power is right there. I've been manifesting people left and right, but I have, like, lately, like, there was this chick that I just became attracted to all of a sudden. I'd known her for years, but now I was just looking at her different. And like, there's people I never run into, like my family. I don't really click with my family like that. Never see them. They live a block away from me, but I never run into them. This chick, I start thinking about her. I see her twice. You know what I'm saying? And in places that I'm like, there she goes and there she goes. I was like, I didn't see her before this. So I was like, all right, I should have said hello, but I didn't, because I didn't feel like she was getting the ice cream cake. So how much can I say before the ice cream melts? You know what I'm saying? So I was like,
I'm whispering bars over here.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I really couldn't. I was like, and maybe I played I like tricked myself out because I was a little nervous or whatever, because she's a bad chick. So I'm like, nah, man, she getting an ice cream cake. She's getting an ice cream cake. I was like, I ain't gonna be able to say much. I was like, I'll wait for the right time for this. So I left it alone. Then the other day, I'm thinking about my old acting group in college, right? And I was thinking about this one guy, really tall, Thor-looking dude, looked like a Viking or whatever. And I just thought of him because he was just so original. I go to ShopRite. Guess who's at the salad bar?
Wow.
Dude, haven't seen him in 12 years. I didn't engage.
That's crazy.
I just took it as, oh, wow, that's cool. I'm on it. But then I'm like, I got this power to manifest people, but who do I need to manifest? Like, who do I need? Lincoln tells me, Yeezy, manifest Kanye. I'm like, but for what? I'm like, what we got going isn't really big enough for him. And what am I going to do, rap for him? He's going to sign a 40-year-old rapper? I was like, nah, man. I was like, what the music I'm making is different. It's appropriate for me. And we can get into that later. But I was like, Yeezy's not it. I was like, he's not the one. He's not. It's like, I don't know who it is. I don't know who it is, but it's going to happen. The last week, we manifested to get into a new business. We met this dude. In the back of my building, there's like a crazy parking situation. I keep complaining about it all the time. I tell myself I should become a tow truck driver. We go meet this woman for a meeting, but she doesn't show up. She sends her boyfriend. Her boyfriend's a tow truck driver, 30 years in the business.
Wow.
I didn't go to the meeting. My Lincoln did. Lincoln tells him, like, you know, Dash was just talking about this whole thing. Let me ask this dude some advice. Yo, how do you get into this? He goes, crazy, you just asked me that. I'm looking for somebody to take over a territory right now.
Wow.
And I could hook you up and set you up right away. That money is ridiculous. I was like, oh, my God. I was like, that's it. We can't overlook it. Engage. I was like, let's go for it. We'll see what happens. Like, but everything has been moving forward with that. Now, mind you, if I didn't talk about the car situation in the back, we wouldn't have thought about doing this, and then we wouldn't have ran into dude. That happened. Come to find, and then later on, the next day, we have another meeting with the guy. The guy shows up 2 hours late. In that time, I do comic books. I write comic books that accompany albums. So that's, you know, part of the whole cinematic package. It allows you to go into new territories like Comic Cons and stuff like that, rather than just going to music festivals. So I write the comic book, we write the album, and we put it together, we sell it. Now I'm calling this one dude to get his pictures because he's in the comic book. Now while I'm doing that, I put that out there, right? The whole comic book vibe. The guy shows up 2 hours late. We have our meeting. I go to my building. There's a dude I haven't seen in 10 years. We went to school together. I was like, this guy was working on a comic book last time I remember. So now we're in the elevator together, right? He's helping somebody move, which means this is his last day he's going to be in this building. Haven't seen him in 10 years. I was already having the energy about comic books. So I'm in the elevator, engage. Dash, you got to engage. Come on, Wash, you got to engage. You got to say something. Hey, bro, I was like, didn't we go to school together? He goes, no, I know you too. I was like, you were working on a comic. He goes, yeah. Funny thing, I have my own comic book publishing company now.
Wow, that's fire.
I was like, I was supposed to run into you. This is who I was supposed to manifest. Why? Because I haven't released, we have several albums that are coming out, but they don't mean anything without the graphic novel. That's what really gives it that feeling. That's who I was looking for. Wasn't looking for Kanye. I was looking for that dude because now the albums will be fully complete and the vision will be complete of what I wanted. Then the guy was like, call me anytime, man, all this and that. I was like, as soon as he got out the elevator, we're jumping up and down. Like, that's who we needed to look for. Had that guy been on time, I wouldn't have seen this dude. He would have moved out the thing, and then I would have still been looking for an artist for my comic books. But I feel like I'm on the right path with that.
That's crazy.
Manifesting. All because I'm on the right path, because that connect right there isn't just for me. It's for this dude on my shirt. This is my best friend Temis. He started to I inspired him to do comic books too. He has his whole business thing. So this Waffle Hero thing, I do the merch for it.
That's fine.
He's been doing proofs of concepts, but I know he wants like a real looking comic book. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I figure I can use this new connect for him. Be a service to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Even though he acts like a dick sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
He's like, I just got to throw it out there, man.
But I need to give it to him. He deserves it too. He deserves this jump for him. And I was like, but that's what it is. Now I gained this abundance. I got to give it back.
Right.
Right.
It's true.
And it's one of those things, like, you should never have a time frame. It's good to, like, have a plan, right?
Yes.
But you truly don't know when something's going to come out or when something's going to take off.
Exactly.
Right.
For example, like Christina's music, let's talk about it real quick.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
she just dropped a single.
She's on it.
Yes,
She's
yes,
all over
fire,
the place with
fire.
the open mics and performing. I was like, it
Yeah.
reminded me of my open mic days. And I was like, yo, this is dope. This is
Nah,
awesome.
yeah.
I was like, she is on everything right now. And I love it. I love it.
Thank you.
I
That's
love
what
the
you gotta
movement.
do.
Yeah.
I feel like when you're in this industry, when you're doing music and getting into stuff like that, you have to be on it. You know what I'm saying? It's a sacrifice and a decision you gotta make. Sometimes you want to have fun, but you gotta work. You know what I'm saying? But it becomes something you love. Especially if you love doing it. And that's all that really matters.
It's the consistency that matters, especially in
Right.
this, because they'll forget about you right away.
Right. It's
As
true.
long as you're there all the time, they're going to keep fucking with you. They're going to
Yeah.
keep following you. They're going to keep supporting you
It's
because
true.
they like to see the progression and the movement.
Right.
Without that, and some people might act like, oh, what's the point of doing it? No, there is point. There's a
Yeah.
point in all this.
Yeah.
You're laying groundwork for the future. You know
It's
what I'm
true.
saying? Especially since you're young, you got to keep it. You got to give that because
Yeah.
you're not going to have the same energy later.
It's true.
You're going to
It's
get
true.
aches and pains.
No.
Trust me.
That's true. And I know in the future, like, I'm going to want to do different things and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like, I feel like now is the time to just take advantage of everything I love to do, And then I like to network, meet new people. You know what I'm saying? Just like you said, manifesting into different people, You never know who's ever in the room. That's another thing. You never know who you're going to meet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
And when you least expect something, that's when that person's gonna come into your
Yeah.
life. And sometimes
Absolutely.
there could be somebody next to you, and you have no idea who that person may be.
Look what happened with Guap.
Yeah.
Guap, y'all, shout out to you and your music studios.
Right,
Guap,
shout
he's
out
the
to
guy
Guap.
who owns this whole place. He's the reason why we're here.
Yeah.
But that's how I met him. I was just
Exactly.
going, like, he happened to be there, and I've been following him. I was like, I was going to see you, and I saw you at the
crazy.
right time.
For sure.
Saw him at the right time, man.
For sure. And I know there's a couple things you want to talk about in regards to that. But before we move on to the next part of your story, I just want to let everybody know, emphasize it. Different Type is out. That's Christina's
out all
single, right?
platforms, all platforms.
Yes, everything. YouTube, Apple Music, what else?
Yes, YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora, all of it, all platforms. The music video is gonna be out April 9th. I'll be doing an event. We'll be there.
Yeah.
It's a Power 105.1 event. So, we about to shake the building, you know what I'm saying?
We gonna be
there.
outside.
Is this your
Hello.
first song?
Yes, my first
It's exciting,
single.
right?
Yes,
It's
yes,
exciting.
yes.
Yeah.
We about to turn it up in a spot later.
Enjoy the
Yeah.
moment. Yeah, really.
You
Enjoy
know.
the moment.
Yeah.
Like live the moment. Don't live it through your screen. Live that moment. Take
Yeah.
that in and appreciate every moment of it because you deserve it. You worked hard to get to that point. And I remember those moments. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you just see it all over the place, I'm like, yo, it's lit right now. It's ready. Everybody's eating. Everybody's eating
That's
it up.
true. And it's like, yo, this is like something that's like, yo, I'm trying to show ya. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's something, like you said, you see the growth is different.
It's your moment and
Yeah.
enjoy it. Definitely.
And the best part, that first thing you drop is always a learning experience.
Right.
Yeah.
Even if it's perfection, it's a learning experience because you're able to see like how people react. That's one thing, right? But you're also for yourself. You're able to critique it yourself. You're able
Right.
to say, hey, maybe Maybe I could do a little more singing in the next one. Maybe I can add another verse, or maybe I'll try to get flexible with it, add another language. Like any little thing, it's like an open canvas. It's not necessarily just the video coming out. It's not necessarily just the music coming out. It's how you made that video, how you made that music, all the people that had to produce it. How long it took you to put that song together, right?
And you don't have a manager or anything, right?
Nah.
So this is all by your own design.
Yeah.
That's badass.
And also, like, I also give shout out to everybody that is around me. You know what I'm saying? Because they do give great advice. I ain't gonna lie. Me and KUDOS got something coming up soon. I got a song coming up, and we've had to do the video.
I ain't gonna lie, she got a crazy song in the vault.
Yeah, he was telling me before.
Yeah,
he was telling
it's gonna
me
be
before.
a movie. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Yeah, but I like something you said earlier. As far as like manifesting and everything, is one of those things where, like, once you solidify your path. So for example, like once you solidify your music, you have a bunch of music out and you have a big following behind you, right?
Right.
You want to venture into different things. You want to be able to like not only just do music, but try new things. And I feel like that's kind of where I am right now. Like YouTube is always going to be my passion, is always going to be my main focus. But there's going to be like opportunities that are going to arise for me soon where I'm going to be working with Dash. Yeah. So I kind of want to go into that right now and just kind of tell everybody what you got going on for yourself, and then just kind of throw in how you're going to incorporate me into it.
So I spent so much time in these studios, and then I used to start writing these skits, and then I started putting together the skits.
Okay.
And I realized that this place is dead quiet all day in the morning. Like people are rarely here. Like people have other jobs.
Right.
So I started to think like this is kind of like my soundstage. I can write a show based on this place, and I was like, I love The Office. So I was like, I can write like my brand new Office and almost like an homage, but not necessarily like it. There's a different take on it. The roles are kind of reversed. And I'm very, I got a skill where I can work with what I have. So I was able to write this show and make it actually possible to shoot. Sometimes we write these visions that, oh, we're going to need money, we're going to need all these people, we're going to need a label, we're going to need a studio production, all this other stuff. Not with the way I wrote it. So I have a writing partner. His name is Alex Porco, and we met at Don Coquille, and we always said that we should write together, and we reconnected on a whim. He was with me in the storage room. You know what I mean? He was shooting with me in the gym. So he was here in the very beginning, and we had like a podcast, and then I was like, we could turn the podcast into a show, and so on and so forth. And then I started just writing the show about We Brands, about a print and design company for T-shirts. So I started to do that, and I got really far. We started having writing sessions, regular this and that. Then he's like very organized, and like I've been very fortunate to have people around me right now that are with what I want to do. And it's not necessarily all me, because I wrote a character based on him, and he had to play that character, even though he doesn't want to be an actor. He wants to just be a writer, but he committed to me. He's like, I got you, man. I'm going to do this only for you, but I'll never do this again for anyone. But he's willing to ride out. Like most writers would be like, oh, I want this in there. I want this in there. Oh, we got to use my story. It's always your story. Nah, he rocks with my story. He edits it. He does the scheduling and all this stuff. And he's just so with my vision. Because I'm willing to do his next. I'm like, we got your projects next, bro. We're going to do one after the other, one after the other. So then I got my brother involved and everything. And then you showed up. Never did I think anything other than that. So then when you approached me about that, I was like, that's the missing component. Again, I manifested what it is that I needed, an editor. And someone that knows what they're doing, someone that knows how to get the viewers in here, because you're up with like 11K, right?
Yeah,
on YouTube?
11K right now, yeah.
It's amazing, bro. I can't break 500 on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Like, get out of here. Only reason why I got 1,100 on TikTok, because I did the follow train.
Oh, that's up for some.
That's the only reason why I got that, bro. And I've never utilized YouTube. So I realized on top of that, he's also here for that. There's a reason why he came through my door right now. All this stuff happened for a reason.
So where do you usually release your shows?
We haven't released anything yet.
Oh,
We spent most of last year writing it. And then we started to record it in November. We did the first episode because one of the characters that I play, because I play multiple characters. I'm the only real actor in all this stuff. I'm like professionally trained. I went to Lee Strasberg. I went to Stella Adler. I went to college, got a degree in acting and the Upright Citizens Brigade. So I've been on it since a very young age. And so I know how to do this. And since a kid, I've always been a writer. So again, I'm all about that. So we started writing November. We started filming, and we had a schedule to get it all done by like the end of December. But then my boy, he told me he was going to run a campaign because he works for like a senator or whatever as a senator's aide. So I thought he was going to run a campaign in North Carolina. Come to find out, he went on a fucking vacation. And I was like, I didn't know this. I was like, yo, bro, you went. I was like, I see you on videos with a little kid. He goes, yeah, that's my nephew. I'm like, you went to go spend a month with your damn nephew, and you got to get the show done. I'm like, yo, bro, I'm tight. I was like, yo, I can't believe you. He goes, I told you I was going on vacation. He's like dead with like personality like that. I told you I was going. I was like, no, you didn't. I thought you were going to run a campaign. I thought you were going to do your Democrat bullshit. Like, I don't know what the fuck you're doing, man. I was like, this is ridiculous, bro. To hang out with a little kid, man. We got big business on the table. Luckily, we didn't rush because we would have finished. We would have just tossed it out on social media. But guess what happened later? We end up getting, me and my boy Lincoln went to go talk to this woman about another business venture. Come to find out, she does set design for movies. Like, she did it for Maestro. She used to work with the Weinstein Company, as bad as that sounds. But she used to work on Oscar-winning movies, doing set design. Because she owns a consignment shop, so she puts the furniture there. She has connections with AMC, who has connections with Netflix, this and that. She loves me and my partner, Lincoln. She loves that we're just real. We're not trying to sell anything because we're just trying to create more. This is all we're about. So she was like, I'm going to introduce you to her. You get me that effing show. I'm tired of cursing. So it's like, you get me that effing show, and we're going to see if it's as good as the way you guys do everything else, you might have something there. I'm like, bet. We didn't have the editor yet. Then you threw your hat in there. I was like, awesome, man, because I love your vibe and personality, bro. And you're someone that I know I can definitely work with, but I know that's why you're here. That's exactly why you're here. And the capabilities that I have to get this show done, like I said, I work with what I got. I got this whole studio to use. I got a great team. My brother films. He does the lighting. Lincoln does the sound. I have a co-writer with me. I have an editor right now. I have a connection to Netflix.
Yeah, everything is falling into place.
Yeah, think about how much bullshit they put out. You know what I'm saying? Like, they put out so much crap that, like, they got to give me a shot, at least for a pilot. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, and we're going to murder that thing.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. And, like, everything is happening the way it's supposed to. And I'm so happy because, like I said before, I don't think I would have been happy playing the same character for 10 years, doing the same play for 6 months. Yeah. I'm that kind of person that needs to do my thing. And, you know, and I think that's exactly why this is all coming together now.
Yeah.
You know? So, and it's all doable. It's all possible. None of this is impossible.
It's true. I believe in life sometimes certain things could happen, but it's just not at that time for that person. You know what I mean?
Yep. Absolutely.
And at that time, you could be so frustrated, like, damn, why is this not working out? And it's like, it always ends up working out in the end.
That's what's so beautiful about it. It's a journey, man. I feel like if you look at anybody who is successful in life and they're done with their career, let's say they're at the peak of their career and they're like starting to settle down, they spend more time with family and stuff like that. The one thing they always say that stands out the most is the experience, the path of getting there. It's not being there, but getting there.
It's all about that. So that's why we're all relishing the moment. I was like, remember all of this, save everything so we can look back on this because this is an important moment right now.
Yeah.
It's like, as you get older, you start thinking, oh, man, I can't do this no more. I can't. Like, I kept giving myself time limits on my music career because of the age thing. All right, it don't happen by 35, I'm done. Well, maybe push it 37. But then when I got to 40, I was like, it's not over. I just got to do it differently. And that's when I started storytelling. You tell your best stories when you're 40. When you get middle age, that's when the real stories, and you know who you are, you know what you don't want, you know what you do want, you know what you've been through, you have it all right now. Matt Damon even said you do your best acting when you're 40. So when I started to take that into account, cinematic music was always about storytelling. I add in a lot of ambiance, background noises, so to emphasize the bars so you can see them in your head. Like the best way to listen to my music is with headphones because you're going to catch everything. It creates a scene in your head. Like close your eyes and then you're going for a ride.
That's fire.
So I was like, boom. I'm like, this is what we're going to do because we can continue doing this forever. We're telling stories. We're not trying to be cool. We're not on the block no more. We could tell the block stories, but you have to add the moral into it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I can continue using all my raps as a kid now because I'm just talking about a story from back then. I'm not projecting it as if I'm doing it right now. Then I got this other guy, Lincoln. He's a technical rapper, so it's a lot of wordplay. It's not about braggadocious flossing, being tough. It's just about that real artistic stuff. So I was like, that's why even at his age, we can get that out there. But you accompany it with that graphic novel. Now it's something different. It's a whole nother package. It's more than music. And that, you know what I'm saying? And that's what this place is going to be. That's the next thing we talk about, more than music. That's what that means. That's like a little underlining thing of what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, we were chopping it up before the podcast, and just to give people a little bit of background, what I like about your show is that it's different in the sense of not only is it short form content, but what I like about it is the humor. I feel like you're kind of pushing the limit.
Yes.
Obviously, I'm not trying to go into what type of content you're gonna have.
We're pushing
on
boundaries.
You're pushing boundaries, and I feel like people are kind of stepping away from that because of how content creating has been. You know, everybody's like kind of pushy, like, hey, you're not supposed to say that. You're not
exactly.
But
I'm not with that.
Yeah, and I just feel like if you tell the story correctly, I promise nobody will get offended.
You got to do it the right way. Like, you got to hit when it comes to this kind of humor that we're doing, you got to hit the mark every single time.
Absolutely.
And if it's not there, then you got to scrap it, because I'm not looking to offend anybody. You know, I want people to laugh again. Stop taking everything so serious. This show is to mirror your ignorance and your stupidity as to how dumb and serious you're taking life. Like life is not necessarily a game, because you don't only get one try. You know what I'm saying? You don't have multiple lives. There are save points and this and that, but there's still humor here. That's the only way we're gonna get by, is through humor. You understand? So I realize that people are scared. I'm not. I don't cancel me. That's the best. That'll be the greatest damn thing ever, because that means you're watching. That means you're giving me your energy, your emotion on top of that. That means all the stuff in the world, but it's not going to be like that. There are going to be some people that are going to be offended. We're going to trigger some people, but that's the whole point about it. Stop taking yourself so serious. I used to. You see? My neck, so serious. This used to be me all the time. My face and my demeanor and all this stuff. And I was like, nah, we got to poke fun at this too. You got to poke fun at who I am. You got to poke fun at everything, man.
Gotcha.
And people are scared to do this content, and I feel like it's time for it to start coming back around. You know, what I'm like take Tropic Thunder with Robert Downey when he did the blackface and everything, and Joe Rogan asked him, "Is like, would you ever do that again?" He's like, "Well, you can do it." I mean, but also you could do a lot of those old jokes, but why would you want to? You could do it. People still like it or whatever, but kind of like, why don't we figure something else out, something different, something more tasteful, like something that's kind of looks by accident but is not, which is what I showed you in the episode. Exactly. It seems like it's by accident because the guys are dope. Yeah. But not to give too much away. But it's gonna push boundaries. It's gonna bring humor back, and it's gonna show that I don't give a fuck. Yeah. Because I don't care about money. You can't control someone that don't care about money. There's no studio that can control me. There's no boss that can control me. There's no audience that can control me, because there are going to be people that like it. And guess what? The internet is open. I'll make a website and distribute. I don't need YouTube. You crazy? I don't need YouTube. You know what I'm saying? It's not about that. I want more people to look at it. That's why I would want them. Yeah. But at the most part, I'm good with 5 people watching the damn show. I used to perform with 3 people in the crowd. Because whether it's the Grammys or an open mic, you perform as you're in a fucking stadium all the damn time. Because like she said, like Christina said, you don't know who's in that audience. And regardless, you want to give them the best show they ever seen. So they can talk about you forever. That's it.
That's true.
Absolutely. I mean, how can you relate to that? Because I know you do a lot of performances. So like...
First impressions definitely count. You know what I'm saying? It definitely sets the tone for people when they come and they want to talk to you, do business, how they... approach you, how they even look at you, you know what I mean? And I feel like you always got to give a good first impression, especially if you're in this business. You want to network, you want people to always know who you are, but also keep it friendly, you know what I mean? But it is like everything else, people are always going to try to get up on you, so you just got to be smart, you know what I mean? But just keep going, keep grinding, stay focused. Yeah. That's like the best advice I could give, like, you know what I mean? The distractions, just try to behind, but just keep grinding. Just don't stop.
You gotta know the right things to entertain and what to put in behind you. You know what I'm saying? So that's how life is, and you live and you learn.
The best advice I give on that is like just cut out the people that are dead weight.
Yeah.
The ones that aren't adding to you. You don't want to go where you're tolerated. You want to go where you're celebrated.
That's
and
a fact.
I've learned that in the past few years, and now everywhere I go, I am always celebrated. You know, I'm surrounded by people, and I love giving that back. You know, I've taken envy out of me. I didn't realize I was an envious person. When you like hate on somebody is because you don't believe you can achieve that. That's a reflection of that. And I didn't know that. So when I see like Drake hitting these marks or another actor getting a role that I thought I could get, like, and I'm like, oh, because he got this, nah, dude, like you got to congratulate that because that'll show that you believe that you can achieve that. That's what it is. And I was like, man, I used to be very envious, but now I get goosebumps for people just to see them do something. Like you and your open mics, my hair's been raising the whole time thinking about it because it reminds me of that energy, and I'm like, I'm proud of that. That's fucking awesome, man. Because that moment is dope. The beginning moment is really, really cool because it's never gonna be the same like that. Especially if it takes off. So many politics will get involved, and you're gonna probably hate doing it at that point. It is what it is.
It's
you know, and it's a learning experience.
Yeah.
You know, you'll find out if you like it or if you don't. But then you'll get a new opportunity to do something else. Like you said, you might not want to do this later, but this will lead to something else.
Yeah. It's about the growth and the build, you know what I'm building, you know what I mean? Like that's what it really comes down to. And even you, Dash, you're doing a lot. You, like you said, you came from the storage room, so that's
and then
now you got
where I came from before that was crazy.
Yeah,
we went from the storage room to 3 rooms, and we're going to something else.
Listen,
that's fire. That's fire.
Listen, Dash, you're not giving yourself enough credit. Like
I normally don't.
I want people to kind of like envision the list of the things you do.
And it's not humbleness. It's not because I don't believe in humbleness. That's dumbing yourself down. I don't believe in being humble because it's not that. If you look up the definition of humble, you don't want to be that. It's not, and I forgot what I've heard somebody say it somewhere why you shouldn't be, and I've drawn a blank. But I know it's something that you shouldn't be. But I do kind of downplay because I don't think it's ever enough. There's another level to
That's
it.
how
There's always another level. Like before I dropped all the bad habits. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do hard drugs anymore. I don't run around with just any kind of women. I'm more about family. I'm more about business and building and growing and being of service to people. And all I forgot where I was going with that. My bad.
You good?
I totally drew a blank from that.
No. I feel like dabbling in so many different places. That's
what it was. So I don't when I told people before when I cut out drinking, there's gonna be more to me. When I cut out smoking, there's gonna be more to me. When I stop doing pills or coke, there's gonna be more. When I stop messing around with all these women hanging out late, there's gonna be more. And look at where we're at.
Absolutely.
And I told you what the next level is about this. And this is all because of that. And all of that has been like I haven't had a sip of alcohol in 3.5 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then all the other stuff has been 2 years, 1 year, 3 years. Everything has been years in the making now to get me to where I'm at. And I always said that there's people before that I was doing everything that I'm doing now, but not as complete and as strong as I'm doing it today. And they were like, man, you do all this. And I was like, this is nothing, man. Like what I do is a lot to a normal person. But for me, and I hate to sound like that, you know, that big headed, but there's more to what I could do, and you'll just wait. And then that's where we're at right now. We're at that moment that I was telling people that there's more to it than this, and it's been happening through the manifestation stuff, tuning my frequency, building my vibration. Yeah, you know, being the service. That's what it is.
Absolutely, it's like you have so much on your plate. Like you have your t-shirt company going on where you know you do products, weed brands, right? Where you're pretty much creating shirts, cups, anything.
Merchandise. It's a merch company in a sense. I want to graduate to a marketing company with it.
Exactly. And then you're running a podcast room. You know what I'm saying? But you have multiple podcasts. It's not just my podcast. You have a music studio that you're running. Right. You know, where you're doing the editing and you know you're
the engineering.
Sorry, I'm so used to content that I'm always saying editing, but engineering the music, right? Yeah. And then you have this show that you're recording, which is probably your main passion right now, right?
Yeah, I put it at the top of the list. It was that, my artist's debut, and then it was and then my other album that comes out, but I need the comic book to go with it. It's called Metaphysical.
Exactly. And so now not only are you doing like the show, but you're connecting it to comic books, right?
Yeah.
That's
And
fire. That's different.
So it's
That was actually a little thing about the show is that the show is meant to promote everything we got going on. Because the other guy that does the podcast here, Mosaic Minds, he's in the show as Mosaic Minds. Like we'll write you in another season. We'll write Christina in too. Then my artist is written into the show. MB Ranch that we do the marketing for, the cannabis company, is written in the show. Cinematic is written. All of that. Dash Dubs, because that's another persona. And then all my other artists are written in the show.
That's fire.
So that's what that's another reason why I did it, because it allowed us to promote everything else we got going on through the show, but again in a tasteful way.
That's
because
fine.
we're introducing the characters that come from these places. Like, who's this guy? Oh, it's Dash Dubs. He records at the cinematic studio down the hall. See what I'm saying? Like little things,
Exactly.
like that.
Yeah.
you're using your environment to your
fullest.
abilities. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You're saying, hey,
As tools.
yeah, you could easily go and rent out a place that has everything you need to make it look like a studio, right? But you're like, no, I'm gonna use what I have. I'm already here, so might as well get my team and get them behind me.
The best part about the show too is that anything background noise or anything that happens, we incorporate it, because this is a working office. You see what we work with what we got, so nobody has to be quiet. Like if the music is blasting like that and we're filming the show, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Got no issues with that, because there's a recording studio here. There's all these offices and people are working, so we can incorporate that and it won't be an issue to the show.
Yeah.
It makes it actually makes it more
Natural.
realistic.
Yeah, realistic.
Yeah.
More realistic, more natural,
And you
because
know-
this is how a place runs.
Right.
And you don't gotta sit here and knock on these doors like, hey, can you put the music down? Like everybody's
Exactly.
still
Oh,
working.
they'll tell me to go fuck off. Because I would tell them to fuck off. Like one day this dude came from down the hall. I'm blasting me. He's like, yo, bro, we still filming this shit up an interview. And I was on a nice mood that day. And I was like, oh, okay, man, no problem. When he left, I'm like, yo, I should have told him to go fuck himself. Like, yo, my dude. Like, we don't, like, you handle your own shit in your room, but this shit's blasting, man. Like, but I was cool that day. But normally you'd be like, yo, what the fuck are you talking about? Lower my music. You know where we're at? We're at Union Music Studios, man. Shit, we make noise over here. You're
Yes,
crazy.
sir. Yes,
Exactly.
sir.
Crazy out your mind. I seen him again. I'm like, I want him. I'm gonna entice him to come and tell me to lower my music. I've been waiting to do that to him. I was like, I'm gonna make sure he could, because I do want to give him that fuck you. You know what I mean? I can't let people get over on me, bro. I'm very vengeful.
Yeah. And
What
it's-
sign are you?
Cancer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that a trait? Is that a
That's
trait?
where that's where the artistic comes, and the sensitive. I'm very a sensitive person.
Okay.
So you hurt my feelings, I'm gonna get angry.
Yeah. They are. You guys are very sensitive.
Yeah, very sensitive, emotional creatures, man. We're very in tune with our emotions, but that's why I'm able to be such a great actor and make
for
good
sure.
art. It's all about art. You
Yeah.
know, people, you want to put a label on me? Artist. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Artist.
But it's funny because like what you were just talking about is completely separate from like what your character is actually like. I feel like you're the most
would've
down to
seen that
earth person.
side.
Yeah,
Yes, no
yeah,
one's seen that side.
Yeah.
Like, and I told you before, like my vibe is great these days, and people compliment me with that, and I cherish that quality about me now, because I really didn't have that before. I used to be a dark person, nasty. It's drugs.
Yeah.
It's drugs. I'm fucking drugs nonstop, and I never like. It's either I'm on drugs or coming off drugs, but I was a functioning addict. You know what I'm saying? It's
Gotcha.
like I still got my shit done, and my issues were never as bad as like somebody else, even though they're bad. Like say taking pills for instance. Like I'll probably pop 1 or 2 a day when people pop in 17.
Nah, it's true.
See what I'm saying?
You're
Like,
not
but
lying.
those 2 pills did affect my life dramatically. I have a low tolerance when it comes to certain things, but and I just didn't care. I didn't care. It's like, yo, you're so nasty. You're so nasty. I was like, yo, fuck you, man. Like, I didn't give a fuck.
You think it was like something you went through before, or was it something you were going through at the moment?
Wait, the abuse, the drug abuse, that was just something I was just into, because you know, it's something that I was involved in, so it was always available.
You were
I didn't
around
have to
it.
buy it.
Yeah,
you
it
know what I'm
was
saying?
the
Like we
environment.
had it.
Like you were always around.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
your
always had it.
environment,
You know, we did our
okay,
thing
okay.
and this and that. You know, and none of that money was used for this. Just
I'm
by the
dead.
way, this was done with COVID money. I
Okay.
lucked out, and
Yeah,
I got all
COVID.
that I got all the unemployment money. I didn't spend none of it. Like I lucked out. Like the day before they stopped doing unemployment, the last day you could register, I was at a bar. The dude told me, if you worked at least one job, a gig, You can apply for that. I did acting jobs the year before in 2019. So I
Okay.
filled out the paperwork that day. I got all the retro pay in one shot, like $6,000. Then for the next year, they kept giving us like $200. I kept saving it because I thought they might ask for it back. So I kept saving it. All the stimulus checks kept saving it. By the end, I had $20,000. Started this.
Smart.
Yeah,
And I was able to leave all the
smart.
other bullshit alone.
definitely.
It's COVID.
COVID was great for me. COVID was great for me, especially because
COVID.
I don't really like people in a sense.
Right.
You know, who I choose to interact with is very big for me because I don't really like being around people.
It's energy.
People are
Yeah.
awful, man.
Yeah, it's
People
energy.
treat themselves awful. You know, as COVID made me see that, how awful people were treating each other. Look at the way they park in my building, man. Like I was telling you, people just park wherever they want. They don't care about blocking someone else in or this and that. And I like to see people treat each other good.
Yeah, it's consideration.
Yeah.
People lack it. The
Yeah.
majority do because it takes work to be considerate. It's
Yeah.
easy to just be lazy and not
That's
give
true.
a fuck. you
Nah,
know?
that's true.
And I truly do believe on the effect of like you help one person and that person you help is gonna help the next.
Exactly.
And before you know it, it comes back around.
Forgot what that. Pay it forward.
Yeah.
Pay it forward.
Exactly.
That's what you got. That's what you should be doing, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But yeah, so I started like smoking when I was like 15, and you know you graduate to other things, and then I'm savage. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm on it. Like used to be very very big of a party animal, but I came a long way from that. But like I said, I was functioning, so it didn't seem like too much of a problem. And then I did not to say that people didn't really care that much, but they always felt like I had it. Like he'll stop when he wants, and I had. There's periods of times where I was like, I'm done. But at this point, as I get older, I'm like, I'm just tired. That's the only time you're gonna stop doing this shit is when you're tired. I'm tired of smoking. All it does is make me tired. I'm tired of taking pills. This is awful. I'm ready to just stop this. I'm tired of dealing with these women that don't mean anything. I want more of a connection. I want to wait for the right one to come. I don't want to chase it. You know, I'm tired of staying out late because there ain't nothing good after 2 a.m. I go to bed at 10 a.m. these days. I'm up at 4:30 in the morning. Every day up at 4:30 in the morning to go and train. And then I'm here at 9 in the morning.
What are you training? Like
boxing.
Oh wow. Okay.
I used to box a lot when I was younger in my 20s. And then I just trained myself after that. And then my trainer passed away. And I was like I said, I'm big on connection. So once he passed away, I was like, I ain't training with nobody else. I'm not going to find no one like him. I walk into the gym that I'm at right now. The trainer that I'm with, he used to be trained by my trainer.
That's
wow, that's crazy.
We cut from the same cloth. And I was like, yo, we're good. I'll listen to he used to be trained by my trainer. They knew exactly who he was. Larry Barnes, Mount Vernon's finest. He used to be, I think, a welterweight or lightweight champion back in the day. He even fought Felix Trinidad back in the early 90s. He made it 5 rounds with him. But yeah, Larry Barnes is the man. I'm so grateful for him. He's gotten me so far. You know, I'm even sparring again, which is amazing because I haven't done that in so long. And it's different than just hitting the bag and doing mitt work. It makes you really feel like you're doing something.
Absolutely. So what's next for you? Like you have all this going on, right? You have your show, you have your We brands, you have everything you're venturing in music, podcasting, right? So what's next for you as far as like to wrap up the year?
Well, the year's still not over.
You
believe all this stuff happening? We're only getting started. It's just the first quarter.
Yeah.
There's still 3 more quarters to go. But actually, I am wrapping up a year because I started my year on my birthday. That's new year. That's my new year. My new year is July 4th. That's my birthday.
That's your birthday?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fire.
And my name's Washington, so that it works out well.
That's fire.
So that was my new year. So when I started to think about it, I was like, I'm gonna wrap this year up strong with everything that's been coming, you know. So now with that new business venture with the tow trucking or whatever that we got going, that's going to allow me to gain the capital that I need to make in a sense like a bigger investment, a bigger purchase, which is going to be here in Union Music Studios. It looks like I might be able to acquire more than what I have here. I'm going to be able to expand. So Guap is going to be giving me a bigger opportunity here, so which means I'm going to have a bigger presence. And what that leads to, not really sure yet, but I know it's going to be, man, I don't know how much I can say now. Now I'm kind of like a deer in the headlights. Guap is giving me a very big opportunity, and it's coming up, and it has to include this whole place as a whole, not just my 3 rooms.
That's fire.
I think I can say that, and I think that's pretty clear cut right there.
Yeah.
So
Where it's leading to.
So basically, I'm acquiring businesses at the moment. At one point, I always thought I was going to get real estate, and from the tow trucking thing, I thought that maybe I should start going to get an investment property. And then I'm like, no. I think the money needs to be rerouted into where I'm at right now. And I
That's fire.
Exactly. So I think I could do more here. And this is more about my passion because the tow trucking thing will run itself. And I'll be able to create more here. Expand the We Brands design room or something like that, or do the show bigger, or again, be a service to people and help promote these other companies here to reach another level. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that we can work. We can achieve more if we work more together.
as
You know
a
what I'm
team.
saying?
Absolutely.
Everybody's doing their individual things here. And that's dope. That's cool. But we all share common services, but they all have a uniqueness too. Like the Goat Lab across from me, the guy, he does DJing and he makes beats, but he also engineers music. I engineer music. Studio B, Diesel Music engineers music. Union Music, we all engineer music. But what is it that we do individually? Guap, he's very big on artist development. He'll tell you how to be a real professional artist. A lot of people don't follow the advice. That's why they don't make it. But the ones that do, he always gets them somewhere. Then you have Greenleaf over here. They do podcasting. You know what I'm saying? But my room is a little more intimate. Theirs is bigger for bigger parties. But they do photography. You see what I'm saying? So that's the uniqueness about their room. And Diesel Music, those guys are just, they do one thing and they do it very well, which is engineering music. You know what I'm saying? We all have that uniqueness to us, but I think it needs to start being shown and promoted and more as a whole. So once I'm able to do more here, I could do some rebranding. You know what I'm saying? Not take away the essence of what this place is, Union Music Studios, but we need to show that we're more than music. So that's what's going to be for me next. Like, I'm still going to be focused on everything I'm doing, but I'm going to have like a bigger role in this space, more managerial in a sense. And trying to just get people, getting people more motivated to want to do more. You know what I'm saying? But if you topped out and you peaked out, then, we'll figure something else out. There's always other options. But that's basically the next big move is that I'm acquiring this business, getting into this business, and I'm getting more of a higher position into all of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, ownership, managerial, that type of stuff. And then I graduate from there where I just kick back and watch everybody else work, because I think I deserve that at some point. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I could just focus on what I really want to do is I want to do my acting. I know I still have a shot at doing that. I want to do my comic books and my music, but I don't want to have to think about overhead. Right. So once I get everyone settled in and established and everyone's eating, and also bringing more services. Like, I want to make one of these rooms into a content creating room where you can paint the walls, add different furniture, put some this, that, so people could do skits or anything your imagination can think of. This is an artist hub, Right. And I don't want it to be about money. We're going to figure it out. We'll work it out with you, and I know there's other competition out there, but it's not necessarily that. They're just more collaborators. Right. There's space enough for all of us, and we could figure it out with anybody else. I at a point I would be like, oh man, they're doing the same thing. I'm gonna have to figure this out. And like, no, there really isn't. I need to go introduce myself. Yeah. Right. And figure like we can all coexist, but let's figure out what we could do together. I think that would be a better way to approach that situation. But yeah, that's what's coming along. Bigger role here in Union Music Studios. And that's only going to come through that other venture that I got going that just happened to come along. And as you can see, the comic book thing is starting to go, which means the music is finally going to get released. Like, this album's like, I write out of time. I don't use current references so that way the song is no good in like a year because you don't know when it's going to come out. So I write in a way that it doesn't, and I want my music to be timeless, to last. I got that from Pac, because you could listen to a Pac record and it's still what's going on today. Yeah, exactly. Same emotion. Yeah. So I learned he's part of my pot of artists that makes me. It's Pac, it's Nas, it's Big, it's 50 and X. That's what makes my flow, my style. So and all of them are storytellers. So right. Absolutely. That's what you get right there. So now that's moving in that direction. We Brands, the series, is going to enhance We Brands, the design room. Rebrands the series going to enhance every single place in here, even the other businesses across the hall, because I'm going to incorporate them too. So that's going to be a platform for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And they can eat because they're being promoted in the show. Or if there's a royalty, well, here, take some cash. Like, it's enough for everybody, man. Because you can only have so much money. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
I don't need it all. Like, I'd rather, if you knew what it take to be a billionaire, you would. It's disgusting. There shouldn't be that many billionaires because a billionaire got no morals. What they got to do to become a billionaire is ridiculous. They got to be cutthroat. They got to stab their own friends in the back. You know, look at Jay and Dame. You got to leave your friends behind. You got to just rise above them, and you got to keep it moving. And I'm not really about that. You know, if anything, when I did like the relation of how I lived to a millionaire, I was like, you know, I am a millionaire. I just don't have to deal with the overhead and the stress that a millionaire deals with. But I could do anything I want. You know what I'm saying? And I don't wear designer fabrics or wear jewelry or need to go over here. I'm good with creating every day and being around nice people. That to me is fulfillment.
Absolutely.
And I don't have to worry about the money because I know it'll come, and I don't really care about it like in that sense. I know it's important. I respect the hell out of it. I keep it neat in my pocket all the time. Keep the bills organized, folded. I smack it once and throw it in the pocket. Respect the hell out of it. And I know it's important, but you should never make that your main focus. You're not going to get anywhere that way.
It's a tool.
It's just a tool. You know what I'm saying? It's another form of currency, just like time. Time is another currency.
Absolutely.
And you trade it in for something else. That's all it is. And you trade it in for what you really want. It's not the money that you want. You want what it can get you. You know? And consistency will get you there.
Absolutely.
That's all it is. But that's what's coming up, man. There's gonna be a bigger place for everyone in my future. What I'm doing, because the more that I get, the more I can give, and that's all I'm about right now. Just giving more and more and more. Give it all away, like Andrew Carnegie, man. That's it. I just, man, that's it. That's all I really want to do. Just keep giving out more.
I think that's what fuels you, because it's very simple to become like part of the niche, right? So, for example, if like Christina does music, right? If she's trying to compare herself to like other rappers, singers, like there's a certain look you need to have. There's a certain thing you need to be doing. There's a certain amount of tattoos you need to have. Face tattoos you need to have. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's very easy to fall in that niche and say, you know what? If I do these things, my following will grow quicker, but it will change you as an individual artist. And I think that's what you're trying to get to try to say, like, you can always be yourself and also accomplish what you're trying to get out of the space you're in.
I feel like a Tyler creator's like that. Yeah. Tyler's just himself, and he gets album of the years and beats people like Khaled, who's appeasing to the masses. Yeah. Tyler isn't. And he beats you out all the damn time for number one record on the Billboard and for the album Grammy of the year. It's because he's just being himself. He's being true to who he is. And I'd rather have 10,000 loyal fans than 1 million people to listen to me once and then forget about me after that, or drop me just because I fell off. Like, those 10,000 people will ride out with you to the next one. Be like, all right, he's going to come back. He's going to come back with something hard. You just wait and see. And you'll make more because you'll have less overhead. You know, you might not be on the grand scheme, but you're going to have way more from those 10,000, because they'll buy everything you put out. And they'll always get it. And you have that direct connection. And it's more fulfilling because you know those people are real. You know they're not bots. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's not fabricated by your label or this and that. Like me, I could get somewhere if I fabricated my streams, but I want to make sure they're real. I want to know that this person in Berlin is listening to me, or Uruguay. Like, that to me is so dope when people around the world. I get royalties from my albums, man. To this day, I released that thing in 2016, and I still get checks.
That's fire.
BMI stays sending me money. CD Baby stays sending me money. I'm like, yo, this is wild. And that album was like, I need to remaster it. I need to give those people, they need something better than, because I wasn't listening to Guap completely back then. And he has some really good advice that I wish I would have took. I was like, I had to go back and remaster it, re-engineer it, not re-record it because it has to stay what it was. But we got to take more breaths out. I kept the breaths in like a freaking idiot. But man, that's what it is. Yeah.
And staying true to yourself, like Tyler's a perfect example. He's been consistently the same person throughout the years, and
it's him.
And he still has his fan base. So it's not necessarily that you're gonna lose your fan base. It's just like if you don't try, you won't know. So if you're not yourself consistently, you won't know if people rock with it.
Exactly. Try new things, but be who you are, man. Don't act different. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I don't believe in that. I'm the same person that I always been. Oh yeah, when you get money, you're not gonna be the same person you are. It's like I beg to differ, man, because I'm not looking to sell my integrity. I believe so much in integrity, bro. I'm not gonna do something just for the money.
Yeah.
It's like some people would used to influence. Yo, you need to do a video with naked women and all this other stuff. I was like, yo, bro, maybe when I was like 19, I got a niece that I'm representing for it. And I'm like, there's no way that I'm good. And all of a sudden, that's disgusting. That's piggish to me. It's pandering. Because I know it's going to get views. I don't need those views.
It's the wrong reason.
It's totally the wrong reason. And that energy, that vibration you're going to get, you're not going to want that.
Right.
That's not what you want, man.
Yeah.
That's I mean, some people might. And I'm not even going to say, oh, more power to them. Nah, man, it's wrong. It's wrong. You don't want that. That's not what it is. I'm about the real art. You know what I'm saying? Like, nudity has its place in art, but not that kind of pandering stuff, man. That's not what I'm trying to. That's not what I'm looking to sell here.
There's different ways you can use it. Like there's different ways you can add the humor to it. You know?
Yeah, there is ways
you can you can show nudity, but it could be like funny. You know?
It's the actual art in it.
Yeah.
There's a go-to for that, and there's a place for that, but when you're using that for that thing just to shock people and to grab the bag, I'm not for that.
Yeah,
because I know what you're doing.
Sexualize it.
I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, I know exactly what you're doing. I was like, get away from me with that, man. I'm good with all that.
Understood. For sure. I mean, yeah, that's definitely wraps it up right there for that. But yeah, so like, where can everybody find you?
Oh, great.
Yeah.
So I think it's all the same across the board. So for Instagram, for Facebook, for TikTok, even for YouTube, Cinematic ENT Studios or -DUBZ, DUBZ, DUBZ. So all social media is at Cinematic Entertainment Studios. Now, if you wanted to come to the studio, we're located at 19 South Broadway, White Plains, New York. You can schedule a walkthrough with me just to check out the place, or if you just want to vibe out and talk about what you want to create, because I'll put you in the right direction, man. I got a lot to give, and I'm willing to give it all, absolutely. But yeah, I changed everything. And then there's at We Brands New York for the We Brands company, and MB Ranch, the cannabis company that we do the marketing for. That's MB Ranch 2020 at MB Ranch 2020, and it's the same for TikTok, Instagram, and even YouTube, because I think we have a YouTube channel. I haven't really done anything for it because we were going to do cooking segments and all this other stuff.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm going to add everything to the description. So everything he just mentioned, it will be down there. And if you want to go check out his weed brand, you know where to go. If you want to go to his Instagram and hit him up to do a little walkthrough, you go there as well. Very easy to access. Just the link and go on to the next page.
Thank you for that.
For sure, of course, man. Of course, definitely. This podcast was definitely overdue, for sure. So, as always, Christina, where can they find you?
Yes, ambitious_Christina on Instagram. And check out Different Type. It's on all platforms. Just put Christina Rose, Different Type. Get tuned in. We there. Hello.
Yes. Fire.
Active.
For sure. And as always, you can find me at KUDOS NYC on YouTube, and then mena.nyc on Instagram. We got little things planned here and there that there's gonna be like a TikTok page coming at some point, and just get our platforms more out there as far as the podcast and myself individually. So just stay tuned to that for that. I'm gonna have more information on that, and also. I know a couple of podcasts ago I've been talking about my little business adventure as far as trying to get people out there as far as social media or content creating in general.
That's good.
Yeah, so I'm definitely maybe the next podcast I'll have a better breakdown of what it would look like as far as what services I can offer and also what it will cost you. And just the packages you can have available, because I do want to set up to where it's bundles so that it's more affordable for the person's pocket. Where you're not only getting how to create content, but you can learn how to truly edit content. You can learn how to not only manage your social media, but I can teach you kind of how to look at your analytics and learn how to edit on your own. Or if you don't want to edit, then it's something you can access from me where I am editing for you. So you don't even have to learn that process, which is probably one of the hardest things of content
reading
creating.
analytics is hard as hell. It's like, I don't even know what to do with those things. I know they're important, but I'm like, I don't get it, man. I'll just put out more stuff.
Nah, definitely more options is definitely a good idea too.
For sure. And it's at the end of the day, there's certain people that already have channels going and they already have a following. Maybe they just trying to increase a specific part of their podcast or a specific part of the channel where it's like, you know what, I would like to have a little more engagement.
Yeah, they need to get over that hump.
Exactly. And sometimes it's very easy to get stuck. It's very easy to be like, damn, I keep averaging the same amount of viewers and what can I do to increase that number? What can I do?
I'm stuck there. I'm in that realm right now.
So I feel like that's kind of like my sweet spot as far as like looking at the analytics is very easy. For me, how I view it is if there's a problem, it's very easy to fix it because once you find the problem, then you just find a solution for it. If you can't find a problem, it's going to be harder to grow. Because if you're constantly bringing subscribers and constantly bring, engagement, shares and everything, you don't have anything to change. You're going to constantly grow, right? So there's nothing to change. But if there's a problem, it's like, hey, I'm losing subscribers. Let's see why.
Right.
So that's kind of what I'm trying to go towards.
Nice.
For sure. But yeah, so you know where to find us on social media.
Yeah.
So you guys will find that in the description. Make sure you guys click anything you need from there. Shout out to C4 Energy Drink. You guys already know. KUDOS NYC for the code. You guys have a bunch of flavors available. It's not just energy drinks. You can also get supplements, anything you need as far as dieting, anything workout related or health related. So just take a look at the website, see what you guys like, and support the channel. You know what I'm saying? KUDOS NYC is the code you need to use, and I appreciate y'all guys.
Thank you for having me, bro.
Of course, Dash, thank you so much. I will emphasize it again. You do so much for us behind the scenes.
Yes. I
appreciate
you
that.
make our life 10 times easier.
Absolutely.
Not only just having access to the studio, but, just everything from footage to audio to he like we took a little break. He brought us like drinks over. Just what I'm saying? He's like, look, y'all look thirsty over here. Have a couple drinks and shit.
He's the best.
So yeah, I appreciate you, man. I'm excited for our ventures in the future. I'm excited to be part of your project.
I can't wait for that.
Yeah,
We Brands the series.
it's definitely gonna be something very fun, and I'm gonna be able to add new things to my portfolio. I'm always trying to upgrade and just keep becoming a better content creator and just along those spaces. So I just feel like taking my editing to that level would just make my life easier as far as my future editing.
I'm so happy you walked in here and the opportunity presented itself.
Definitely.
That was awesome.
Yeah, and I truly do feel like everybody in this room is gonna benefit from that.
Definitely.
So,
Absolutely.
For sure. But thank you for tuning in, everybody, and we're gonna catch you guys later. Dash Dubs.
Dash Dubs.
Yes, Christina Rose. Different Type is out, and it's your boy KUDOS NYC. You already know. Peace.
Later.